Yo, what's going on YouTube? Merry Christmas to everybody. I am sorry I wasn't able to upload a video yesterday. Around this time of year it does get a little busy, so hopefully you guys understand. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. I am doing a Sharpie challenge, and I wanted to do this because I know with the markers that I use, the Prismacolors and the Copics, they're pretty expensive. If you're young, you don't really have a job and stuff, it's not really accessible to go ahead and spend $6 or $5 on a marker. So I first started off with Sharpies too. I get it, they're cheap and they're actually pretty good. You can do some cool stuff, as you'll see in this video. Now the pros and cons. The pros, when you're using Sharpies, A, they're cheap, and B, the colors are very vibrant, they're pretty strong. However, they don't really blend well together. Now luckily with these, the greens actually work out pretty well in terms of blending. I had 3 different greens that I was using. I was using like a regular green, and then kind of a limeish green, and then kind of like a forest green. They're common green colors, I don't know what they're called, and Sharpie doesn't really exactly give these colors any names either, so it doesn't help. But the key to blending these is, you'll notice especially on that pocket towards the front of the toe on the side, with the dark green, I blend the darker part with feathering it out towards the top. So the bottom is going to be pretty solid, and then as I'm reaching the middle part of the section, I start feathering it, I start spacing out the lines, and then I'll fill that part in with the medium green, and I'll end it off with the light green. So that way it kind of spaces out the color a little bit. Again, with the Sharpies, there's only so much you can do. So by feathering out the layers a little bit, it makes it so that way the transition's a little bit easier. And so that way you can at least get some blending. And you'll see, even with the same color, with the same Sharpie, you can layer it a few times, you can actually get some decent blending. But it's when you try to blend 2 different colors in one, that's when you start to have a little bit of a problem. So understand that if you want to blend 2 colors within the same family, so one green to another, you can have some success. If you're trying to blend 2 different colors, you're gonna have a hard time. It's almost impossible. That being said, there is an alternative you can do, which I didn't do in this video. If you layer 2 colors that are right next to each other, so let's say we took a red and a green, and you purposely laid them out so that way they're not trying to blend with each other, it kind of creates the illusion as if they are working together. That goes into more color theory and stuff, but I'll show in another video if you guys want how that kind of works. I do want to do more of these Sharpie videos because I feel it's a fun challenge, and it definitely is more practical in terms of cost efficiency for a lot of you who are trying to do this as well. If you go back to my earlier Instagram days, Instagram will be down in the description, you'll see a lot of the older drawings I did back when I was just posting the drawings. It was almost exclusively Sharpies that I used. I had my ultrafine black tip marker, right? That's where I did all my outlining, and I did that for a while. Even after I got my Copics, I still used the Sharpie, the ultrafine tip, for the outlining. And then the rest of the details is a mix between the regular Sharpies, the metallic Sharpies, and then utilizing the ultrafine tip Sharpies that you can buy like in packs to help get some of the extra details. And you'll see with the reds, I'll go through the first layer and I won't really worry about making it precise, especially towards the edges when you're going to reach another portion, because if I go over that portion with the red, there's no way I can take it out. So I want to be careful with that. That's why I just want the basic shape to stay there, and then I'll go afterward with it with the ultrafine tip, so that way I can clean up a lot of the edges on the stripes. And then what I did is I took that burgundy-esque color, burgundy, I don't know, we'll go with that, and then I laid that over the red on the bottom part of each stripe. And because it's burgundy on top of red, it ends up looking like a darker red. It's not like a burgundy and then a red. It layers over that, so they kind of fuse together. So that's another thing that you can do to kind of get your colors to blend, is to have them layering on top of each other. If you were to take, a dark green and you layer it over a light green, you still get a dark green. But if you take, a medium green and you layer a light green over that, you get a slightly darker green. So there's a lot of things you can do with Sharpies. If you enjoy this kind of content, I will definitely do more of these challenges. I think I can get some pretty crazy results. Again, if you go back to my Instagram, you can see a lot of the older stuff I did, and I'll probably post some of the pictures on here in a sec. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Merry Christmas to everybody. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.